I decided to track the worst selling car brands in the last 5 years. And although the worst selling car brand of this video shouldn't really surprise you, I do think their sales number is pretty shocking. That major car brand has been around for over 100 years and only sold 50 vehicles a month in 2023 for the United States. So let's put that into perspective. So for this video, I didn't track exotic brands like Lamborghini, Ferrari, or McLaren. Those three brands easily outsold the worst selling car brand that you're going to see in this video. So the first thing I did was track every US car brand that was being sold in 2019 and it's still being sold today. That came out to be 34 car brands in total for the United States. And of those 34 car brands, only 10 of those brands had positive numbers since 2019. And if you want to see that video, check out the link in the description box. I did another video just for the positive sales. Now, of the 24 negative sale brands, 8 of those car brands only had a minor loss, so I did not include them in these charts, but I will show who those 8 brands were at the end of the video. So here's the first graph showing pure volume, and then the next graph will be the percent change, which is how we will identify the top 5 worst brands. I'll show the brands here in a second, but take a guess who is number 1. This brand went from 1.2 million sales and it's now down to 800,000 sales. Now for that reveal, that brand is none other than Nissan, with Ford only being 100 sales behind Nissan. Then you have Honda, then Jeep, and finally Chevy. But just because these brands lost a lot in wholesales, how does it look from a percentage basis compared to 2019? So here's that chart, and obviously that last arrow is a car brand that is dying in the United States. And then you have another one that is negative 73%, which is also a huge loss. Here are your brand options from the previous chart. Who do you think is taking those top 3 spots? That number 1 spot went from 9,200 sales down to 600 sales in just 5 years. That's 600 cars were only sold in 2023. Number 2 was originally at 31,000 sales and now it's down to 8,300 sales. And then number 3 had 420,000 sales and now it's at 200,000 sales, almost 50%. Let's do that reveal in 3, 2, and 1. Fiat, Jaguar, then Dodge takes the top 3, followed by Infiniti and then Alfa Romeo. Those are the worst selling car brands in the United States for the past 5 years. So Fiat's negative performance is so bad they're only averaging 50 sales a month. But don't worry, Fiat knows what they are doing. They just recently released their electrified Fiat 500 in the United States. So I'm sure they'll rebound any month now and they'll continue on their way to making tens and thousands of sales in the United States. But just remember, if you spot a 2023 Fiat on the road today, that is more rare than pretty much any 2023 exotic car brand that you can find. Number 2 is Jaguar at negative 73%. Jaguar is not only failing in the United States, but also globally. Here's a chart showing international sales where Jaguar peaked in 2018 and has only gone down since. There's really no solid reason for this, so I kind of need to guess. But I think it all has to do with consumers ditching sedans and switching to SUVs. So now you ask, maybe Jaguar should just start building more SUVs. Well, Jaguar is the same company as Land Rover, and I think Jaguar Land Rover probably made a strategy that said, Jaguar, you stay with sedans, Land Rover stays with SUVs. But then you'll probably point out, right, Jaguar has an SUV. They have the F-Pace. Now, in my opinion, that's not really an SUV. It's more of this sporty crossover. And I think the only reason why Jaguar continues to make it is because it's literally carrying the Jaguar company. The 2023 F-Pace sold 63% of the entire Jaguar sales in the United States. Number 3 is Dodge, another Stellantis car brand that is just slowly dying away. Dodge has been dying ever since Ram split off and created its own brand, and I don't know what the future is for Dodge. In 2010, Dodge had 8 vehicles it was selling, and today it only has 3. It has the Hornet, the Durango, and the Charger. And there's really nothing special about the Hornet and the Durango. Other car brands do it better. And then when you look at the Charger, the EPA is killing muscle cars, so the Charger is basically dead. We'll see what happens to Dodge in the next few years. Number 4 is Infiniti at negative 45%. Infiniti is the luxury brand of Nissan. So if Nissan is struggling, so is Infiniti. And I think their problem is that they are the third wheel of the big 3 Japanese car brands. Honda and Toyota kind of have this rivalry going on. They both continue to produce excellent, high quality vehicles. Meanwhile, Nissan and Infiniti is kind of, they're off in their corner insisting that they're part of this rivalry, but they just get ignored by the other 2 car brands. And I think it really comes down to this. Why would you buy an Infiniti SUV when you can just get a Lexus or an Acura? And why would you buy a Nissan when you can get a Toyota or a Honda? And then finally, to end this video and end this list, you have Alfa Romeo at negative 40%. I honestly don't know enough about this car brand, but when you look at their lineup, it's really not that great. They don't have a major SUV presence for today's consumers, and then why bother with their luxury sedans when you can just opt out and get a Mercedes or a BMW instead? And that's the video. Thank you for watching. Here's that full list of every negative car brand, including the ones that didn't make it on the graph since they were not over a negative 10% change. You'll find even Toyota made it to the list. They were negative. Part of this was definitely supply chain issues in recent years, but I don't think that argument can be made in 2023. People just aren't buying cars right now. For one, prices are still crazy expensive, interest rates are high, and I think people just want to hold on to the cars they have until things fix in the car market. And then second, some brands are rumored to be purposely lowering their supplies in order to maximize profits. And it kind of makes sense. Wouldn't you rather make more profit on less work? Anyways, this was just a fun data analysis type video. Check out my other ones, and thank you for watching.